Washington, D.C., the district, capital of the free world. New York City, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. These two cities are some of the most important cities in the United States, and travel between these cities, separated by just 200 miles, is something that many people go through all the time. But what is the best way to travel between these two cities? Is it better to drive, or would it be better to take an intercity bus? What about the train, or would a direct flight be better? In this video, we'll be reviewing all of these methods of transportation, judging them by travel time, price, comfort, and pollution, so that the next time you travel, you know a bit more about your options. To start off with, some ground rules. I'll be using booking data for 6 months from this video's release, which is Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. Every trip starts at a good early start time of 9 in the morning, and our goal is to get from the Washington Monument in DC to Times Square in NYC. This will keep every trip fair, as they will all be starting at the same place, same time, and same day. This also means that we'll have to use local transportation as well in order to travel from our start point to our boarding point and then back to our destination at our arrival point. So, starting off, let's look at the simplest option, driving. A direct route from the Monument to Times Square should take us about 4.5 hours, factoring that day's traffic and rest stops. Of course, this assumes you already own a car, so if you don't, this option doesn't apply. If you do, however, we're obviously going to need to pay for fuel. Fuel prices in the present are a bit crazy, but we'll assume that by October the price will be roughly $2.50 a gallon. Using the 2018 Toyota Camry as a starting basis, which does 35 miles per gallon on average, it will cost us $17.50 for fuel. If you drive an electric car, however, such as the Tesla Model 3, it will cost you about $20. Comfort-wise, cars are pretty comfortable, and the added addition of traveling in a private environment is also a plus. Pollution-wise, driving an electric car will lower your pollution significantly, but driving a gasoline-powered car will create a pretty average amount of pollution, so many newer cars are much more efficient than older models. Alright, so 40 hours, 30 minutes travel time, around $20 price tag for fuel, great comfort, and medium pollution levels for driving. Let's move on to the bus. For buses, we're using Greyhound Lines, which is one of the most famous and largest bus companies in the United States. Unlike the car, however, we're going to need to head to the nearest intercity bus station, which is at Washington Union train station. To do that, we'll walk to Metro Center and take the Washington Metro to Washington Union, a trip that will take us around 30 minutes in all and cost us $2.25 for the Metro single fare. Now we're at the bus station, we just have to wait for our bus to arrive. However, due to our unfortunate timing, the next bus won't arrive until 1 p.m. However, once it does, we'll be able to board for just $36 and take the trip up to New York at the Port Authority bus terminal, arriving at 7:20 p.m. and from there it's 15 minutes out of the terminal and down the street to Times Square. This puts our total time at 10 hours 35 minutes in total, though it's good to mention the bus trip itself is about 6 hours, and it's going to cost you around $40. Comfort-wise, the bus is probably the most uncomfortable, with smaller seat sizes and less legroom. However, pollution-wise, it's actually less polluting than taking your average car, as more people commuting together means less pollution overall. So that puts Greyhound behind the car in terms of price, travel time, and comfort, but ahead when it comes to pollution. Now, let's see what the train can do. Trains are one of the most popular options for this route, especially since Amtrak's fastest and nicest trains run along the Northeast Corridor. We're going to need to head to Union Station just as we did last time via the Metro, which will cost us $2.25 again and have us arrive at 9:30. We have two options train-wise. We can either take the faster, high-speed rail service, the Acela Express, costing us $80 and taking us 2 hours 50 minutes from 10 p.m., or we can take the slower but cheaper Northeast Regional, which costs us $29 and takes us 3 hours 25 minutes from 10:10 p.m. From the station is another simple 15-minute walk to Times Square. Comfort-wise, trains are by far the most comfortable, with large amounts of legroom, tables, and a buffet car. Furthermore, since all trains in the Northeast Corridor are electric, this service also has the least pollution linked to it. This puts Acela in the first place for travel time, beating the car by 15 minutes, but losing to the bus in terms of price. The Northeast Regional loses to the car in both price and speed, but beats the bus in those categories and alongside the Acela ties for comfort and pollution in first place. Now finally, onto the plane. The plane is obviously the fastest in route time, but will the commute between the city centre and airport hurt its overall time? Let's find out. We're going to walk to the metro again, but this time head to the Smithsonian Metro Station to catch the Blue Line to Washington Reagan Airport. With another fare of $2.25 and a 40-minute commute, we will arrive at the airport 45 minutes early for our flight to New York LaGuardia on Delta Airlines at 10:25. Cutting it a bit short, but without checked bags, you should make it. The flight will cost us $100 and get us in at noon. After leaving the airport, you'll catch the MTA LaGuardia bus link, costing us $2.75 to 74th Street subway station, and then spend another $2.75 on the NYC subway fare to 49th Street. From here, it's just a 5-minute walk to the square. Comfort-wise, Delta is historically pretty nice compared to some of the other airlines in the United States, but does not compete with the spaciousness of the train or the freedom of the car. Pollution-wise, planes make the most pollution by far, losing by a large margin, and with a total of $110, it's the most expensive as well. So does the travel time make up for this? Surprisingly, no. While the flight itself is only an hour and a half, the commute to and from the airport makes the trip's total time 4 hours 15 minutes, exactly the same as the Acela Express. So, what's your best option for travel between the two cities? If you're looking for the cheapest option, driving is the point at just $20 fuel cost. However, we'll split the point and give the Northeast Regional Rail Service half a point here for the people without a car, at just $35. If you're looking to keep your carbon emissions low, the train is also your best bet, so a half point for both services. Comfort-wise, everything is based on what your idea of comfort is, but we're going to give the train this one as well, giving the twin services each another half point. And finally, if you're all about speed, the Acela Express and the direct flight both have the same exact travel time of 4 hours 15 minutes, so we'll give each half a point. This puts the bus in dead last at 0 points, and the car in third, as while it's tied with planes with half a point, you need to own the car first, so we're going to put the plane ahead. And finally, the winner by a large amount, the twin rail services of the Acela and Northeast Regional win with 1.5 points each. So, there's your answer. If you ever find yourself needing to travel between the district and the Big Apple, your best bet is with Amtrak. Let's go, Amtrak trains for the win! Woo! I'm not biased, I swear. Or sponsored either, don't worry.